Florentino Perez has always been a man who plans for grand finales, marquee signings, headline sales, and balance sheets that read like a mission statement. But this summer, the plan that once smelled of fireworks now looks alarmed and improvised. At the heart of the scramble is Rodrygo, a player who was once a cherished part of Madrid's future, and who today finds himself squeezed out of the kinds of minutes and positions that once defined his rise. Sources inside the club say the arrival of Mastantuono changed the geometry of the forward line and turned comfort into competition. What once looked like rotation now looks like redundancy. Sporting directors who spent the early window imagining a tidy, headline-grabbing sale are instead staring at offers that fail to match the club's expectations, and that arithmetic has forced a radical rethink at the very top. Florentino's pivot is practical. When buyers won't meet a valuation, turn to a solution that fixes the squad problem fast. A loan to England solves several headaches at once. It reduces immediate wage pressure if the receiving club is willing to cover salary. It creates room for Alonso to organise his preferred 11 without uncomfortable logjams. And it preserves Madrid's options for a later sale when market signals improve. That is the gamble being weighed in meeting rooms where spreadsheets are read like strategic maps. Rather than accept a cut-price permanent transfer, Madrid can send Rodrygo to a Premier League club, where regular playing time could either reignite his market value or give the player the platform he needs to prove he still belongs in Europe's top bracket. And make no mistake, several English suitors, known for their spending power and appetite for attacking talent, have been sounded out. The Premier League's elite are not only buyers, they're theatres where reputations can be rebuilt overnight. For Rodrygo, the trade-off is clear. Sacrifice a homecoming season at the Bernabeu and embrace an audition on one of football's most scrutinised stages. The personal stakes are high. A fast loan that yields goals, assists and minutes could reopen Madrid's options next summer, while a stalled spell could turn an uncertain chapter into a permanent exit. Off the pitch, the consequences ripple. For Madrid, a loan eases short-term pressure, but it also signals a new tactical humility from the club's presidency. A willingness to set aside ambitions of an immediate windfall to stabilise the squad. For the Premier League, landing a high-profile on-loan attacker underlines the league's continuing gravitational pull. For other clubs watching the market, Florentino's adjustment could serve as a template. When valuations and reality diverge, a creative temporary solution may be the fastest route back to equilibrium. And somewhere between balance sheets and broadcast deals sits the locker room. Managers must keep morale intact, and Alonso must present a plan that both motivates the remaining forwards and respects the career of the player who is leaving temporarily. The best outcome in Madrid's logic is simple to state and hard to achieve. Rodrygo plays regularly. His form climbs. Madrid can either sell at a better price or welcome him back as a renewed asset. So what should fans and pundits watch for in the next 72 hours? First, which club will step up and commit to the wage terms that make a loan palatable? Second, the speed of the operation. A quick agreement would point to a negotiated compromise, while delays could reopen the sale versus loan debate. Third, how Rodrygo reacts publicly. Is he framing this as a professional chance or a personal disappointment? The optics matter as much as the figures. And finally, this move's broader market signal. If Real Madrid, a club synonymous with maximal returns, accepts a stopgap, other elite clubs may follow suit and adapt their summer strategies accordingly. This story is still unfolding, but the core message is already clear. In modern football, prestige and pragmatism must coexist. Florentino's U-turn is not a retreat so much as a recalibration, a tactical detour designed to keep options open and avoid a locker room crisis. For Rodrygo, the loan may be a lifeline or a last chance. For Madrid, it could be the quiet, strategic play that prevents a louder disaster. Either way, if the deal lands in England, expect debates to rage, value tables to be rewritten, and the summer market to spin with a new axis. Temporary fixes that can have permanent consequences. The next chapter will tell us whether this calculated gamble was the clever answer Madrid needed, or the sign that even giants must bend when the market proves uncooperative.